Okay. So, hi, my name is Griffin. I go to Los Altos High School, and I'm a rising junior. And my project is the useless machine, which is basically a project where basically you flip the switch and it turns itself back off. It basically does this using a motor, and then this plastic piece, it moves this plastic piece which turns the switch off. So when you turn it on, basically it switches enabled, which makes the tail looking piece come out, and when it comes off of a pressure plate, so that once this turns itself back off, that switch still needs to be pressed, so it goes back until it's pressing that piece. And then so I enjoyed soldering because I've never actually done that before, so I learned it for this project, and it was actually really enjoyable because once you figure out how to do it, it's kind of cool doing something new. And but it's also where a lot of my struggles came from. There were multiple times where my piece was hanging upside down, and I kind of slid down while I was soldering it, which meant that once I flipped it over, the piece was kind of not flush with the rest of the board. So I needed to flip it over and then kind of get it so that the solder was whole melted, so I can push it back in. And then also there were times where I plugged the holes with solder, and I needed to get those holes so I could put the piece back in. And I had to learn how to kind of melt it perfectly and then use the solder sucker and just get it right over where it was while it was melted, and then just get it back up. Another struggle was getting these screws in, because they're just in these tubes, because they're just really not a tight fit at all. Or they're just a really tight fit, and they barely fit, so I had to use the perfect screwdriver just to push it in really hard and get it in. Yeah.